I'm Marty Hoerling, and I'm a climate scientist for NOAA at the Earth System Research Lab in Boulder. And I'm here at the WCRP conference this week in Denver to address the process of attribution, which is a science that's really developing to explain extreme events in the climate system. Events such as the Texas drought, the Russian heat wave, extremes that are really having big societal influence and for which we are seeking explanations as to their causes, their predictability, how they relate to human-induced climate change. So at the WCRP conference, and the portfolio of what WCRP science is engaged in covers multi-century, millennial timescales, frankly, to extreme events. I'll mention extreme events just because there has seemingly been a proliferation of them in the last year. I mean, they have really caught our attention in the science community. I mean, they're challenging us to take the types of models that we've been using to say, well, maybe these things could happen more often in the future in some areas, maybe not in other areas. And they're challenging us to look at this particular event in great detail and say, well, what about the Russian heat wave? What about the Texas drought? What about the Pakistan floods? What about the ongoing floods now in Thailand and that are inundating Bangkok? So what do your models tell you about those, and what does that tell us about what will happen next, like next year? Is this the beginning of a climate change, and is this the way it's expressing itself in our own backyard? What's the information on that? So it raises the bar to what the science needs to deliver in the context of very societally high impact events. Peter Stott talked about the attribution activity, and I want to call that one out because that's partly why I'm here at the conference. NOAA and the UK Met Office have an understanding, a collegial one at this point, to work through our joint offices to address climate extremes and climate conditions on a near real-time basis. So it's experimental. We had the first meeting to sort of test the waters on this about a year ago here in Boulder, Colorado. Our colleagues will host another meeting coming up next summer, probably in the UK. So we're very much looking forward to developing this partnership, which is really exploratory at this point. What are the tools? How sharp are these tools? How do we use them best? And how are we timely in communicating what the science tends to may be able to say about extreme events and their impacts?